Welcome to Can Angels Fly? I'm Nancy, and I just wanted to have a general conversation. When I perform the storyline astrological readings, I made a statement, and that statement is that we were or will soon enter a grand social mingle. It also said that it was important for us to evaluate ourselves and come to know ourselves so that we could basically handle ourselves appropriately and most effectively and efficiently during this grand social mingle. It said as we move forward to learn who we are as an individual, our souls will be exposed. Of course, I'm a amateur astrologer, and my interpretations may be, I intentionally try to make them as general as possible for the general readings. I'm trying to cover everybody. It's quite the task. But that right there has stuck with me, especially the part about your soul will be exposed. I've been thinking about just the state of the world, almost like people have lost their mind or something. So today, I spent the day looking at some birth charts and thinking about that statement. Your soul will be exposed. That's deep. That's real deep. And I realized something. I realized that there's a force that exists that permits us not to even acknowledge our souls at all. What I know for sure is our soul is what animates us. It allows us to get up every day to do whatever we choose to do. But we never acknowledge it. We do acknowledge our physical bodies. Why? Because we always interacting. We always into something. Our five senses have us tapped into this world. So our physical body, we pay attention to. We pay attention to everything physical, but not the spirit. Even when we go to churches and religious institutions, we're not getting in touch with the soul. We're not coming to understand what it consists of. And I thought about it. I said, now why will we be put here on this earth in this physical realm? And we depend on our souls to animate us. But yet, the soul seems so insignificant. Matter of fact, it's really, you can ignore it. It's basically unnoticeable if you choose to, not acknowledge its existence. But that's why I'm here. I like to show how the physical and the spirit meet. So, today, I just kept meditating on what it means to have your soul exposed. And I realized that every house in astrology, yes, it tells us what can happen from moment to moment in the physical body. And see, that's the catch. The physical body is aware. It knows. Is interacting. But the soul seems like it's almost like flying autopilot. Again, you don't have to pay attention. But when I read those charts today, I came to an understanding, though the houses in the chart are pointing us to our soul. And because our soul is a intangible thing, it can't be seen, it's invisible, we don't even have to notice it. The only way we can look at our souls is through our physical existence. Like the first house, how you present yourself. If you present yourself, say hypothetically, case scenario, like a lady or a gentleman, that reflects your soul. But then it's the why. Do you present yourself like a lady or a gentleman? Or you can present yourself as a lady of the night or a pimp daddy. But it still makes the question arise, why do you present yourself like a lady of the night or a pimp daddy? Those answers lead us to understanding the state of our soul, where we are on that soul plane during this physical experience. Where is your soul? What is the state of your soul? Like the second house, it talks about what you got and what you need or what you want. Well, your soul obviously don't need much of nothing. It don't even need truly acknowledgement. Now, I will say this. I noticed that universe, God, the creator, set it up where he was setting us up to evaluate our souls as we progress through life. What is the state of the world now? What's the state of the world? To me, it looks like we're on our way to hell in a handbasket, literally. And that could be a possibility, because even though God set us up to look at our souls and keep track of it and review it, scan it, review it, and we receive notifications about it all the time, we aren't paying attention. It's like a fax machine sliding all these sheets of paper out with these important notifications, and they just falling on the floor, going up under the desk. We don't look, which is bringing us to the state of the world now, that grand social mingle. But this is about the state of the soul. So back to that second house. Now, again, we can only evaluate our soul through our physical body. Understanding that our physical body, our physical experience is affecting our soul. Either we are ascending on a soul level, or we are descending on a soul level. What I've also noticed in the course of my life, we can't tell where we are. We don't know the state of our souls. Even though God, universe, the creator, has set up an evaluation process for us to keep track of the state of our soul during our experience here in the physical world, but we're not doing it. So back to that second house. I keep getting off track. See, the second house asks, hey, do you have what you want and what you need? Are you comfortable? Are you secure? For a person that can say, no, I'm not secure, I'm not comfortable, I'm starving, I'm hungry, I'm diseased, or whatever the case may be, I don't have shoes, I don't have heat, I don't have water, whatever the case may be, that state of existence is affecting their soul. For that person to say, oh yeah, I got the brand new Gucci bag and the Louis Vuitton and the red bottoms. I got the flies house and the flies cars and the money, and I travel. I'm comfortable. I have the kind of love in my life that I want to get everything that holds value and wealth that brings me a sense of comfort and security and a sense of satisfaction in this life. Well, and it doesn't have to be that extreme, of course, but they're content. Well, the state of their soul will reflect that. And then the third house, you always hear me talk about the third house. These are the people that you frequent, the siblings, the aunts, the uncles, your cousins, people from your neighborhood or community, whoever makes up your small social circle or circles. Remember, it's been saying, hey, look at your close folks, the folks that you frequent, because birds of a feather flock together. If you frequent them, that means you just like them. Again, I can see now that it is a evaluation process that exists and is constantly in play in order for us to receive notifications about the state of our soul. Who are you hanging with? What do y'all have in common? Can you say, hey, me and the folks I hang with, we just like ladies and gentlemen. Why do we do it? Because we believe in being presentable, keeping the body clean, the holy temple clean. We have a very decent home. It's very comfortable. Or on the other side, you can say, well, no, I just like a lady of a night or the pimp daddy. And no, I don't feel comfortable on the street working all night long. All that reflects the state of the soul. And then the fourth house asks you about, oh my goodness, how you feel emotionally. Looking back over your life, going back down memory lane, from the moment you popped out the womb, all the child rearing, your parents, and everything you've been through, every significant experience you've been through. How do you feel emotionally? What's your emotional responses? That is also a direct reflection of the state of your soul. Remember, all we can do is evaluate the soul through the physical world. The soul is invisible. It's intangible. The physical world, of course, is tangible, and we interact with our five senses in this world. The world does not exist for our soul. It exists for our physical man. So what I'm trying to say is, in this place, in this physical realm, we forget about the soul. Because the physical body is always activated or initiated into something. It's busy. But what we're busy doing is affecting and influencing the state of our soul. Where is your soul? You have to look at how you present yourself. Your aims, your ambitions. It's about what you have and your sense of comfort. And I used to hear the always, you got to be content with what you got. Take care of what you got. If you only got one of this, wash it out, hang it up, and put it back on tomorrow. Be content with what you got. And it's not to say that you can't want or obtain nice things. It's just having this sense of satisfaction and fulfillment because you're okay. You're not hungry. You're not starving. You're not without a roof over your head, that kind of thing. All those things affect the state of your soul. Then the people you hang with. Are you hanging with people that dress just as well? are interested in maintaining themselves, their houses, or a career. And I'm not talking just from a monetary place. In this physical body, there are certain requirements we must meet. That is the level of activity I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything extreme. I'm talking about caring for your body so that it is comfortable, so that your soul will not be inflicted by the experiences you have in this body. Anyway, I went through the houses. I was like, yeah. I said, it's the company you keep, your emotional state after all your experiences. All this is affecting you, yes, in the physical, but it's really settling in on the state of your soul. We have the fifth house, your fabulous self-expression. Whatever your fabulous self-expression is due to the state of your soul. So again, it's this evaluation process that's always in motion, and it is always scanning us through our presentation, our forward movement, our aims, what we do, who we hang with. And it's just evaluating if we are afflicted in the physical, which will manifest in the spirit. Again, we're trying to get to understand the soul, the state of the soul. You go look at the sixth house. It talks about what you do from day to day, how you dissipate your vital life force energy. Well, we already know the soul is what animates you, and you're willing to take the time that the soul is willing to animate you and spend that vital life force energy doing something. Are you doing something that is supporting the betterment of yourself? Remember, it's about sustaining the physical body and all that is connected with it. Or are you doing things to destroy yourself or others? This reflects the state of your soul. The seventh house talking about the intimate partnerships you keep, including romantic partnerships, the one-to-one intimate connections that you have. They are a reflection. They are a direct mirror right there in front of you, showing you the state of your soul. That third house, I got to go back, because if the seventh house represents that other, that mirror on the wall, then the third house represents a carnival of mirrors around you so that you can see what? The state of your soul. We got the eighth house, which reflects back to your soul and the state of it based on what you will engage in, what you'll become emotionally involved in. It's like some people, they don't want to get in no messy situations. Why? Because it is the state of their soul. Their soul doesn't vibrate on that level. But there are others, oh my goodness, you can't keep them out of mess. Well, that's because their soul vibrates on such a low level. They always in some mess. And we have the ninth house talking about your beliefs, your views and philosophies. These are things that you take action on. They are a reflection of your soul. Yes, in the physical, it seems like it's just our beliefs and philosophies. But the truth of the matter is your soul, whatever the state is compelling you to take the actions, to accept the belief. You can get stuck in this physical world and lose your soul. I understand that now. I wish I could explain it better. And the 10th house represents the public view, your reputation. Well, heck, if you can't look at your significant other and see yourself, if you can't go amongst your people that you frequent and look at all these carnival of mirrors and see yourself, how about your reputation? Ooh, I done heard some folks be called some stuff. What about the career or the job you have? Ooh, some folks got some careers and do some things. All these are clues to the state of your soul. It's about what you will do, what you will not do. Are the things that you're willing to do vibrating high, or are the things that you engage in vibrating low? The 11th house talks about, remember, the large social network, the people that help advance you, your outreach. Now, if you wanted to rob somebody and you go to your mom and say, hey, mom, I want to rob somebody. Your mom not going to hook you up with her friend. Like, you better go somewhere. But if you go to the right person, that right friend that you frequent, say, hey, I need to rob somebody. And that friend has a like mind, which they usually do. Like, oh, yeah, we going to go over here, and that's going to be our lookout or our driver. You know what I'm saying? And so it points to your large social network being an extension of your character. Not only your character, the people that you frequent with character. And it just shows how far out your character goes in relationship to others. So you have all these people to look at. Your intimate one-to-one connections, the people that you frequent as the multiple carnival mirrors, the romantic interests is that one-to-one mirror on the wall. And then you have this large social network. It's like glass shattering. You have all these images of yourself reflecting back to you, reflecting the state of your soul. Now, the 12th house shows this cycle that's in place because it talks about the final outcome, which you're connected to, the partnerships that you enter. In this case, you're in a partnership with yourself. We have to come to understand where our souls are. Right here, right now, we need to ask ourselves some serious questions and answer them seriously. And I know I get to preaching. I just want to talk about one more thing. As I was preaching and going through all this by myself, is I was also writing and sketching. What to do with it? And I came up with something. And I know you ain't going to be able to identify my drawing. This is not the one, but it just gave me this line of thought while I was talking about clues to the state of your soul. We're supposed to continue to review our souls and where they are, and in order to, understand where we are spiritually in relationship to the all, in a relationship to God, the Creator. But we don't. Even though He's put the system in place, all those things I talk about, for us to continue to review our souls. Anyway, on a little piece of paper, I end up sketching just this like a collage, not this over here. This is just an example for you. And what was I sketching along the way as my mind was processing, as I was meditating? I was seeing the answers to all the questions we are supposed to ask ourselves subconsciously and adjust ourselves accordingly, adjust ourselves to ensure success for ourselves in order not to lose our souls while in this physical realm. And what I realized I ended up with was a totem. You ever heard of a totem pole? Now, I know they're not frequent except for in certain cultures, but I also got the understanding of the importance or the significance of a totem pole. Here are two separate totem poles. Just take a look at them. I know they're messy. That's okay. And I was just trying, I'm not the greatest artist, but this is supposed to be a cup. These are the poles. This is a cup and it's flowing with water. And not only is it that, it has fish. So, Pisces, fish, emotion, and it's this flowing of water. And this water ends up sprouting into flowers, suggesting of giving life and abundance. This is an eye that is anxiously, paying attention and receptive to others. We have roots here, which are just life and the reoccurrence of life. Now, this is something I just drew to say, hey, this is a particular type of totem pole. After you really sit down and have a hardcore discussion with yourself and, look at those different arenas in life, what you do, who you hang with, and understand they are a reflection of the state of your soul, if you could say, I hang with people that are charitable, you know, I care. I'm sensitive with myself. I'm forgiving, you know, or I'm receptive to others. Maybe you are a gardener and you just believe in taking care of, you know, and so this is the kind of picture you would come to create, or a totem pole that you would carve. Well, on the other side, if you say, oh, I'm all about that money, baby, by any means necessary, if I had to cut you down, and everybody I hang with is the same as me. We all do the same thing. We some really bad guys or bad girls. This might be how your totem pole looks. Now, this is what I recognized about that totem pole. I'm going to get me one. Is that you can't see your soul. We acknowledge that it's invisible, that you can just totally not ever notice it or pay attention or appreciate it. But if you have an evaluation, you know, every so often, and you create a image or figure that reflects your state of your soul, well, guess what? You can have a one-on-one conversation with it. Now sit up and look at that, yourself, your soul. Not saying that's you. This might be you. Loving, tender, and kind, and all that kind of stuff. But just imagine if you evaluated yourself and you came up with something like this. That would make you stop and think. And it might even help you set a course of action to better yourself. I was just thinking, glad I got in my house. I'm just tired of love and caring. Love and caring. Anyway, thank y'all for entertaining me here at Can Angels Fly. Until next time, bye.